Hello friends, welcome back to another video with me. My name is Cotton Candy Doll. If you're new here, then welcome. Welcome all. This is a shifting video. You might hear some noises in the background and you might hear some insanely happy laughter. I am going to jump right into what happened because I feel like this is definitely one of those things that I should talk to you guys about because in my previous video I talked about how all the kids were rescued and when I went back, I wasn't expecting to get thrown as much shade as I was because I'd rescued all the kids. I figured everyone would be excited and happy and just kind of like proud of me. I was expecting to get like a standing ovation like I did that time I won that award. It was so-called one. Instead, I came back to the school. Principal Nezu called me to the office. Here I am thinking I'm going to be returning to the classroom because I figured they probably need me back as their teacher now. Since I showed my face in their school, showing some concern since I called this guy, since they weren't able to do it, then it's only right that I return to the school. Or at least, sorry, or at least show that I'm interested in still teaching the kids and that sort of thing, because I am. I just was taking like a nice little break. And Principal Nezu was the one who told me not to like keep flip-flopping back and forth. So when I went back there, I got called to his office. I went to his office. I was sitting down. I came in and I sat down. I was sitting down, and Principal Nezu was sitting like in his desk all the way over there. So I'm sitting at the meeting table, and then next thing you know, the meeting table like fills up with all the heroes. Like everybody, guys. uh, I knew this was gonna. I did not know this was gonna happen. I figured it wouldn't be that big of a deal because I guess I am in a lot of trouble because I figured I don't know. I thought it would be fine because the kids were rescued and because I pretty much called the bad guy. Well, so they were sitting down at the so they're all sitting down and I'm at the table with just about every hero, like everybody, like President Mike's there, Fagnum's there, Midnight, just everybody, all the heroes, all of them, Diego, Endeavor. So they're all sitting down. I'm sitting across from Fagum. Fagum is sitting next to Mr. Aizawa on the left. Midnight is on his right. And and I was trying to like not really look at anyone. I was just kind of like trying to like be in my own little world. I was like kind of twiddling my thumbs like this. I looked over at Toshinori because he was like, I guess I could just feel his eyes staring at me. I could tell he was like looking. I just kind of like did like this to look at him, and he just went like, and I'm just like, okay. And then I looked out over that way, like to see, because Kegel obviously was down there, and I'm just like, but they made sure not to sit next to me. They made sure to like sit further away. So Principal Nezu is sitting at his desk. So I look over this way, and there's another teacher sitting next to me. She has long pink hair, kind of like mine, but way longer, way silkier, a lot lighter than mine too, almost like a palish kind of pink color, closer to like a white or something. And she was really pretty, fair skinned, long eyelashes. And so I'm sitting beside her, and I wonder why they have this completely stranger sitting next to me. So Principal Nezu goes, we wanted to call this meeting and we wanted to bring you here because we knew for sure that you wouldn't come here if this was a meeting. So for sure we wanted to make sure that you would be here for that. For sure. And the for sure part, I'm like, okay, so that must mean that you want a guarantee. And he goes, yes. So Principal Nezu tells me that he needs the name of the guy who helped me rescue the kids. Because apparently I didn't give out any information, okay? It is not my fault. He accidentally said my name in the middle of rescuing everyone because he asked if that was, he said Cotton Candy Dot, is that everybody? And Kegel heard Cotton Candy Dot. He just knew automatically like I had something to do with that because the thing is all the kids weren't rescued by us. Okay, if you guys, let's rewind it. Okay, so when those kids ended up on a bus and because it was my idea to take them all the way from the school, they drove off with them. After the drive off with them, then I returned to the school to shoot everyone. I popped them, all of them. And so, like, by popping everybody, I caught the villain. I found out who they were. But before that, my friend and I had rescued all the kids. And before Toshinori and them got there, and Toshinori only arrived in time to save Midoriya and possibly some other kid that we just completely, like, forgot about because I couldn't remember every kid in class 1A. I tried. I probably should have had a list there with me to, like, tell me, since I'm like, but I'm not their permanent teacher, so Mr. Aizawa is. So if I was Mr. Aizawa, I would remember and I would know who wasn't in class, so who I didn't actually save. Anyway, long story short, he said, you need to plead your case to us because we want to hear, and we also need to know the name of that guy. And so Keigo said, well, it's Asaji. It's one of those. And he looked at me and he's like, yeah, one of, basically I gave off a little bit of too much information about this guy, okay, about my friend. So now they were trying to identify him. Another thing, they also know that he lives in this reality now. And so, like, Keigo has been, like, kind of curious. I kind of been trying to, like, throw him off, but I don't know if I can really do that for much longer. So I have been distracting myself with my whole Frodo project, as you guys know. And I have some news. I do want to announce something to you guys. All right, what is this? Sorry, I got so distracted. I'm just not going to look at that. Still look at it. It was just a pattern that was in my pillow, and I'm like, how did that get there? Anyway, back to what happened. So the lady sitting next to me says he was able to open the portals and bring everybody in, and I saw the entire thing, and he was taking them to the back of the school and letting them escape through there. She was basically telling everything that happened. She was sitting next to me. So I'm thinking the reason I was sitting beside her is because her quirk was probably like memory or something like that, where she could go back into my memory and, like, basically, like, tell all. So I got up and I said, nice to meet you, Miss. And she turned this way and looked at me and she's like, I'm Misty. I said, hello, Miss Misty. And I kind of, like, I didn't, like, roll my eyes. I just kind of, like, I got up and I walked over to where Toshinori was sitting, and I like stood next to him. He was pretending like he was trying not to be involved as much as he could, but you were already there, sweetie. There's nothing you can do. So I said, Toshinori, I said, tell them that it was me, that I'm the one who rescued the kids. Tell them that I opened the portal. I said, because it was me, I did it. And he goes, no, you didn't. I said, yes, I did. He said, no, you didn't. I said, yes, I did. Toshinori, I did. And Toshinori was like, woman, you cannot do that. And I was just like, woman, like, what? He's like, you do not have that. He's like, you cannot open portals. I know that you have. He said, I know what your power is, and I know what you can do with it. And I'm just like, whoa, that's just too close. I, like, backed off. I'm like, okay, so that's just too close to reality. So I started walking toward where the door was, but I'm slowly backing up toward the door because I'm trying to, like, exit this conversation, exit it, and not in the sense that I'm running away. Just walk out all cordial because I don't want to give any information, because I don't know what that's going to do here if I try and bring anything over. So I'm really trying to stay away from that realm. And right now, apparently, this is like an interrogation. So then Mr. Aizawa goes, Cotton Canada, you need to sit back down right now. And I was like, do not tell me what to do. And Toshinori was like, you can't talk to her that way. And Principal Nezuko said, I thought you weren't going to get involved. And Toshinori was like, I'm not getting involved. And he sits down. And I'm just like... So then Keiko is like, tell me more about this kid or whatever. And I'm like, no. So I went over and I sat back in my seat. So Principal Nezuko was like, since you're here, we've already, like, kind of interrogated you. He said, I feel like I'm not really done saying what everything I have to say. But I feel like if we put too much pressure on you right now, you're not going to tell us everything we want to know. So we're just going to leave that be. We're just going to leave it alone. We'll let it go for right now, but I will be coming back to it. Now, since we're all gathered here, let's talk about our meeting. about what we're going to do for the lessons, the schedule. So he's going on blah, 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 blah about the lesson. And he hands out these papers. It talks about like when the next emergency meeting is, when the next emergency escapes are, where they basically put new escapes and stuff in the school. He talked about when the next rules were going to be, when the next classes are going to be, when they're going to start, what kind of school plan they want to implement, how they have to let the parents know now what happened to the kids. And, basically how it's my fault. But he didn't say it in that way, but basically he said it like, oh, it's all your fault, basically, now that we have another issue. Kind of. So, okay, I'm willing to take full responsibility. And I told him that. I said, I will take full responsibility. I'll take disciplinary action, whatever you want to do. And everybody kind of was just silent. And then Mr. Aizawa was like, So then Principal Nessie went on. He kept talking. And I just kept staring at Mr. Aizawa because he was like glaring at me. He was giving me like the death stare, guys. And I was just like, kind of like this. Like, what do I like? Because I'm not used to having this. I could feel like the tension in the air from him staring at me. It wasn't just him, but it was Fat Gum too. Because he's like, Fat Gum is like kind of murmuring on his breath. He's in the school. So imagine Principal Nezu just talking in the background. This Aizawa says, "Cotton candy doll, look at me." And I looked at him, and he was still glaring at me. And I'm just like, so I didn't want to make eye contact with him, and he was like, "Look me in the eye." And I was like, "Why?" Because I already know what your quirk is. And he said, if I ever catch you, if I ever see you in any restricted property where you don't belong, if I ever see you in a room you're not supposed to be in, if I see any type of rules broken, if you step foot in a place you're forbidden, he said, I will wrap you up in my scarf and restrain you until someone comes, and then they'll have to get you out of the situation. One of those guys, one of them, Keigo or Toshinori, whichever one you choose, you can call whoever you need to call for help. And I was just like, what if nobody comes? She said, well, then we'll just stay there then. You'll just be stuck there. And I go, that's not really fair. And I heard that you do that to the students too. You shouldn't do that to them. That's basically like child abuse. They're still children. And Mr. Aizawa looked up at me and he's like, Cotton Canada, mind your own damn business. And he does like this with his scarf. And he looks at Principal Nezu. He's like, is the meeting over? Principal Nezu goes, yes, the meeting is over. So he got up and left. He goes, okay, so the next time in our meeting, we're going to do it on next Saturday. And I was like, but Saturday is not a school day. And he goes, Cotton Canada, you stay. And he goes, everyone else can. He goes, you can stay, but everybody else can leave. So they all left. And I'm just like, I'm in there with Principal Nezu. And Principal Nezu goes, what were you doing? And I'm like, I said, honestly, and I wanted to be honest with him. I said, I just wanted to keep the area safe for the kids. That's all I could think about. When I found out about the threat and that my child is involved in that, Principal Nezu said, your child is not involved, Cotton Candy Doll. I don't think you're getting that. And I'm starting to really, really, really question your sanity right now because I don't think you're sane enough to be working here. Hold the phone. You cannot talk about my sanity, okay? You can't even throw that in here because I'm the one who came up with all the ideas about what to do for the school. I helped us out more than anybody. So therefore, you should be looking at me saying, Kind Canada, thank you for saving the children. So he says, thank you for saving our children. But I still feel like you need an evaluation before you come back. I did not want to announce it in front of everyone because they already have their opinions and their thoughts of you. I want to tell you what I think. So I'm like, okay, well, just tell me what you think then. And I was afraid to hear, I thought I was going to hear, like, you're just a terrible person and all this stuff. And Principal Nezu said, I think you really just misunderstood. I think you really didn't want to help. Your intentions were in the right place. It just all turned out wrong because you planned wrong. You didn't have a plan for if it didn't work. And I said, I know. And he said, in the future, if something like this was to happen again, you will be held accountable for it, and that might even involve some time behind a cell or something. And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't want to be my hero most wanted, like on the most wanted list of my heroes. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna do everything I can to like listen to the rules. So I told Principal Nezu it will never happen again. Principal Nezu looked at me. He said, I don't doubt that. I feel like it will. But you go ahead and, take your leave if he does this. So I leave out. So I leave out. Toshinori's waiting for me in the hallway. He waves down to Keigo. Keigo leaves. I go, Toshinori, what was that? And he goes, can you just be honest with me? Why won't you tell me everything? I feel like we know each other long enough. And I was like, I can't think about that right now. I really can't. And he was like, you don't have an answer for me. And I'm like, no, because you want to know too much. Like, you're diving into my personal space. And Toshinori is like, we don't really have any lines because we're in a relationship together. When in a relationship, you don't have boundaries there. You don't have secrets. You don't have things. I said, it's not a secret. It's just I'm not going to tell you. Okay? There's no secret. I'm just not going to tell you because I don't want to. I don't want to tell you things about my life. Because the one time I did say something about being from here, he came here. Yoshinori came here and he stood over my bed. But I really cannot sit here and say, oh my God, I'm so offended that Toshinori did that to me. He shouldn't have. I used to go there and stalk him all the time. You guys remember the videos. And then I finally got caught. So, I mean, I get it. I mean, I 100% deserve everything I'm getting. But at the same time, it's like, what do you do? I don't know. So, I feel like, just give me one. Let me just, I'll be right back. We're back. Okay, so yeah, he was like upset or whatever because of that, and I just told him you're just gonna have to be upset if I don't get used to it because I'm not changing my answer. And he said I want to know everything about you and your life and stuff, and I said why? What's the purpose of knowing stuff that you can't freaking do? You're gonna try to stop me from coming back here? Like no, like. And then he told me all this information that he already knew about me. He said I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna tell you everything I know. He told me about my guide, all this stuff, which I asked my guy, like, I was like, "You went there? Did you tell him?" And he was like, He's like, "I haven't been there." I'm like, "You have been there to like save me," but that's it. Like, just when I call you. So I basically ended up leaving there because I was kind of upset. I didn't really spend time with Toshinori like we normally do. We didn't do anything. We kind of left on that basis where our relationship is kind of in a rough spot right now because I don't know how much further I want to go as far as you should just accept me how I am. Ask no questions, get no lies. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm just not gonna tell you anything. Okay, because it's not your business. It's mine. You know? Sure, I'll tell you everything if you let me go in the bathroom with you. The next time you take a crap, I'm gonna go in there with you. I wanna see you sitting on a toilet. Can I watch you go on the toilet? When you say, okay, I can do that, then yeah, I'll tell you everything. But I know for a fact, Toshinori will never, ever, ever agree to that. He loves his privacy. Okay, and he'll feel vulnerable, and he knows I'll tease him about it. So he's not gonna say, you can come with me in the bathroom while I go number two. Like it's just not gonna happen. So that's how I got him, and then I came back here. I basically kind of laughed it off and came back. He gave up like a disappointed like look and made like a sigh noise, and I said I love you, and he was like I love you more. But I left him there. Didn't give him a kiss. Didn't do nothing. Just left because sometimes you just have to leave. Came back here immediately. Started thinking about Frodo and how special it's going to be to have his birth. I really want to have his birth on Saturday. I'm hoping that nothing changes. I do want to do a birth and delivery vlog. I am right now. I'm working on the amniotic sac. I'm trying to get that in preparation right now. Put that in order. The amniotic fluid. I'm trying to put my ingredients together for that. For what I'm going to need. I've already gotten a hold of the vials I'll need for the creation of Frodo. So I have both the TNG virus and the vaccine, And I'm not going to show you guys that until I get ready to actually do the video. I've already sculpted and created Frodo's umbilical cord. So I did post a picture in like Discord for those of you zombies who are still on there and haven't said a word. I have tried to like say hi or whatever, but it's been so long. So if you haven't seen it, I don't blame you if you haven't looked because I haven't been really been posting on there like that. I did post, however, that after that birth, I might do like a bonus of like Mario. Yes, we might give birth to Mario next. Yay! Let's go! I love Mario. So yeah, I thought that would be something funny and just cute. Because having a baby Mario next to baby Frodo would be awesome. Frodo back in Jaggy. Yes, I'm gonna make his birth really dramatic. I'm thinking about what else I want to do for it, but I know I'm gonna have like very limited space for what I can do because I don't really have a lot of space for. I'm gonna set him up like something like a tiny nursery. I have to have all my umbrella products where you guys can see it. That way you get to experience it firsthand how he was made. I'm gonna go over every demonstration, what everything does. I think I needed like 4 or 5 syringes just for the entire process because it was kind of a process to create him the right way. Needing both vaccines because you have the T virus. Originally, the T virus just killed everyone when they tried experimenting on human, and then there was only one survivor, and they like kept testing it on her and stuff. And like, there's a lot of things that go with it. It has to do with the G virus is closer to it just constantly mutates, whereas the T virus it basically stops cells from like decaying temporarily though, and eventually you start to like your body starts to decay from it. You still have some function and stuff. Uh, so Frodo becoming a regenerator. If he was an actual full regenerator, he'd be completely like brain dead and just have those rah rah instincts like the rah rah. But he doesn't. He's my cute little man. I just love him so much. So I can't wait to introduce him into the world. I'm gonna write a letter so that I can read to him. You guys will get to hear how he cries. Oh my god, it's the most annoyingest thing on the planet. And then there's the question of Kegel's love milk. I'm gonna have to go there and like give him a nice little squeeze. I'm gonna have to extract his essence from him to use for Frodo. You guys are gonna absolutely love it. I cannot wait. I am excited, but I'm so scared because I feel like I don't have everything I need yet to deliver Frodo. That stuff is still in the process. I'm still working on trying to get some of the products that I need for him. I'm still trying to put together his bed because I have raised babies like my own nephews or whatever from like infants. But I never went baby shopping with him when he went because I was a little kid at that point. He was like 10 years old. And then I was like 13, and then I was a little older. But we already had that stuff in our house before the babies got there. So we were just already ready. So like diapers and things. I mean, because obviously I need to get a mask for my face because if I change him without a mask, I'm going to die. Um, because he is biohazard. And I'm going to show you guys how I managed to seal off the biohazard. I also had to get his bottle. I got him a glass bottle. I want to get a wide nipple for him because I want to make it so that Frodo can have like a disappearing. I guess I'll have no choice but to give him like milk. Here in this reality, I'm not gonna go find like rabbit guts or liver and freaking grind it up or whatever. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention. I had so much trouble finding a 2-year-old fetus, like the fetus of a 2-year-old, like a 2-year-old newborn, because it can't be newborn if it's 2 years old. So Frodo was originally born a preemie. So um, the hard part was trying to figure out how I'm going to scope that. But then I realized there's not enough time to do that. So I'm going to end up just getting, I'm going to get all silicone, probably 10-inch or something like that. Because Frodo was a little less than 10 inches. He was like 9.7 or something. I forget what the BP was in the amniotic sac. They measured that, and they were able to tell the exact weight of what Frodo was before he came out with like his umbilical cord and everything. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so great! I can't wait. I can't wait to feed him in front of you guys. You can see him eat, and He's not going to be able to eat regular food. He's just going to be drinking from a bottle. I hope he doesn't cry too much. I definitely want to read my letter to him about how I feel about him coming into the world because I was not there the first time that Frodo came into the world. They, they didn't ask for permission. They just brought him here. Kegel says he's made the right decision and he's never, ever, ever, he's never, ever, ever going to regret his decision, and he doesn't. He would do it all over again the same way he did it. He said he would even try and come after me like he did again because he feels like that was right. His instinct at that moment was to save Frodo, regardless of what I wanted. He said, "The hell with it. The hell with you." And I said, "Okay." He said, "The hell with you as much as I was in love with you. To hell with you. Like, I don't care. I will rip you apart." And I'm just like, okay. He's like, "I'll probably try to put you back together." I'm like, no. Terrible. Oh my gosh. Yes. Higgledy was trying to rape me. He was. Um, for the sake of Frodo. Just for him. Him and his dad share a stronger bond than me. He's definitely a daddy's boy. Um, he is in love with mommy, but he loves daddy. So, and I think it's because I torture him, but he tortures me. So, Frodo does. You know what? Frodo terrorizes me. Frodo terrorizes me as much as I terrorize him, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like one of those things where I know, like, acted or seen behavior is kind of why you get that behavior, but I don't think so. I think Frodo has always been that kind of way. Like, he's always been like a little monster, like, generally speaking, a generator. Okay, the Resident Evil 4 generator, but yes, he looks nothing like them. He's 10 times cuter. He is a human. He's a half human, so that's something to bear in mind. And I'm gonna do a lot more explaining when I do the birth blog video. It's gonna be completely raw. It's gonna be completely unreal, meaning it's not real, but it's gonna be epic. Okay, you guys are gonna love it. I just wanted to share my excitement with you guys again. I wanted to tell you guys about what happened with my interrogation when I went back there. I just want to let you guys update you and let you know everything that's going on. But we do have a ways to go, and yeah, so I guess I'll be seeing you guys. Maybe I'll do another video before Saturday, but I might just do the video Saturday explaining like everything, like how the G and T virus work together to create Frodo. Because originally Frodo wasn't made with the G virus in the game. He came from. I'll do all the explaining later. They used the G virus to help accelerate his growth faster, like how fast he was able to mutate, get his body, get those cells moving as fast as they could for him to be born as fast as he was. Then we needed the vaccine too. So not only did we need both the viruses, we need the vaccine. And I am probably going to be wearing a lab coat for you guys. I don't want to wear a hospital gown. I could do it for fun, but I wasn't the one who gave birth technically. So it was my shell. And I found out they called my shell candy candy instead of cotton candy, which is weird. Kaga wanted my candy candy. He wanted, yeah, I had to add that in there. I thought it was funny. So anyway, yeah, so I thought I would share that bit with you guys. I wanted to do like a mini doll and put her inside of a glass and be like, "This is Candy Candy, my shell," because she basically had all of my complete DNA, and I'm not sure where he got it from. Probably on one of my fingernails from when I was like trying to stop Yoshinori from dragging me into the room or something. I don't know where he got it, but apparently from one of those guys. So, oh my god, that doctor is scary. He's such a genius. He was able to do all these things, including bring Frodo here. He's responsible. Kagle's 100% responsible. So, are you guys excited for Saturday? I'm excited too. Anyway, I was gonna show you guys what I've sculpted so far with the umbilical cord. That way you guys can see it. Actually, yeah, I'll pause it because I put it in the Discord, but I wasn't able to show you guys, and I don't think it's fair. So I want everybody to be able to see. I'll be right back. Are we recording? Yes, we are. Okay, so this is Frodo's umbilical cord that I sculpted You guys can't really see it that well. I tried to make it so that you guys can see better. I painted the top of this bottle, but yeah, you can kind of see a little closer. But yeah, I did this. I made this for Frodo because this is going to be the umbilical cord. It didn't take me that long to sculpt it. Uh, it only took like a day, less than a day. But I'm excited to create him inside of the amniotic sac. That's going to be cool. And then I can't wait to birth him for you guys. I just can't stop talking about it. I'm so excited. Also, I feel I've gotten so much closer to you guys over time. Holy crap. Yeah, so those of you guys, if you're new here, thank you. And thank you for stopping by my channel. Welcome. Um, so yeah, I'll see you guys. I guess I'll see you guys in my next video. I'll end the video here. Um, if you guys like this video, don't forget to give this video a like. If you hated it, also don't forget to ring the bell. That way you're notified when other videos like this one's available. Ding. Let's see. Did I reveal everything I was supposed to do, you guys? I think so. I think I told you everything. I hope I did anyway. Yeah, so I guess I'll talk to you guys in my next video on Saturday. I'll see you guys there. Thank you everyone for watching. Bye.